In the beginning, there was pussy. Not just any pussy, but an empowered pussy, a glorious, radiant pussy, a portal of all life, a portal to worlds that we could yet even fathom. And then something happened, and pussy got put behind a curtain. Pussy got overexploited. Pussy got shamed beyond our wildest imagination of what shame means. And the power and the potency of pussy got lost along the way. And we as women forgot the essence, the truth of our power and our greatness. And here we are, ladies. Here we are today. It is Monday. It is another episode of MoonDay Musings. I'm Sierra Sullivan, the Pussy Oracle, amongst many other things. And I'm feeling really inspired to hop on these Facebook Lives and share some of the potent, powerful, activating, world unbelievably astounding tales of pussy that I have been traversing and traveling in since my own initiation into being a pussy reclamation / pussy oracle guide. And I just figured, what the heck, I'm just gonna start talking on these Facebook Lives and share with you what's been going on and see what it generates. So today I'm gonna share a little history of how this all began. And the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be in a silent meditation. So I've actually queued up some archive videos around the power of manifestation and what's been downloaded to me about new currency and new flow and new, basically, visions of the new world that I know probably many of you have been feeling in your heart of hearts. And so much of what I've known and what I'm seeing now in relationship to the portal of life, to the sacred pussy ministries, through the power of pussy juice and pussy fluid and the sacred vessels of Amrita. And you're going to find some of these stories quite unbelievable. I live them, and I'm like, what? How did this open up? I sent out an email, some of you may have gotten it, inviting you to the tales of the unbelievably but true stories of pussy power and magic, or pussy money and magic, rather. And it's going to take probably 20 or 30 episodes just to share each piece of the story. But they are worthwhile, and I invite you to tune in whenever you do and watch these sequentially. I'm going to give a little overview of my story, and then when I'm back from my Vipassana, K-Passana actually, in the beaches of Hawaii, which I feel like Hawaii is the vulva of the earth. So organically, volcanically rich, and so lush and so juicy. So I'm very excited to be deep in my own self for 10 days in Hawaii, on Maui. So I'll have lots, I'm sure, that are going to download and channel for me around all this. But my intention in going there is to open up to a bigger connection to what I call God currency, which is really the power of pussy in my mind, like the availability to open, fully open, like a pussy, to receive the deep, profound pleasure and satiating awesome that the world has to offer, and that we receive in our pussies when we allow ourselves to be opened and not rushed and not trying to force things. And when I get to the other side, I'm very clear, excuse me, I ate something funky before, right? I'm not, I think it's caught in my throat. Or not. Maybe, it's just part of this, like, speaking up for pussy. But I'm really curious of what's going to come through. So these tales, these unbelievable tales, have spanned a course of over 2 years now. Really almost 3 years. And some of you, depending on how you found your way to this Pussy Collective, maybe you've been on a telesummit that I was on, maybe you've heard bits and pieces of the story. I'm going to get my head out of the way and let Pussy shine here as well. And share the stage. So one of the things that, yeah, so this has been really a 3-year journey. So like I said, there's a lot to talk about and share with you all. And really it's going to span the journey of when I blew up my brand in 2016, spring of 2016, so just about 3 years ago now. What that took, why I blew up my brand, where I went, what happened when I went there, who I became, who I shed, who I became not. What's the word for that? Who I let go of being. And then once I said yes, what started unfolding, once I said yes to the calling of being a pussy oracle, which is really now what I know I am, but I didn't know that at the time. And every little crazy adventure and information that has been coming into my field that validates, and it's like a breadcrumb on the path. Like I said to the email I sent out, it's been like a Da Vinci Code of unlocking and unveiling the mysteries of the sacred portal of life and all that she possesses. And prior to this, I've been a women's empowerment expert for almost half my adult life, so for a good almost 20 years now. And so I'm no stranger to the ways of women and supporting women to step into our power in multiple ways. But I'm, in the last 5 years, started really opening up to the understanding that without being connected to that part of our bodies, we're only getting a fraction of the evolution that we actually require to transform ourselves in this world. So it was very humbling to learn this. I'm jumping ahead because I'm giving you an overview, and I'll start really from the beginning. The beginning there was pussy. I'll start from the beginning when I'm back in the end of April or early May. So that next live broadcast, you'll hear the whole tale in pieces. But it really became apparent to me when I started studying with Mama Regina Thomas Shower in the School of Women in the Arts, that the importance of pussy in relationship to a woman's awakening, they're not mutually exclusive. They actually go hand in hand. And if we are doing all this amazing transformational work to awaken and grow our consciousness and become more of our light bodies and become more of a global change agent, whatever else, or even just available for more pleasure in your life, you don't have to be a global change agent, we can't ignore the pussy. And if there's any shame or any disconnect or any place that you're still holding trauma or anything, it's going to impact how you show up as a woman in this world. And I didn't realize that. I never realized that. I taught women the importance of power, play, pleasure, and I never talked about the pussy. I would not talk about the pussy. We talked about, of course, obviously with pleasure comes, masturbation, sexual conversations and relational conversations and, all that. But I didn't come from the place of really, really having women in direct, amazingly aligned relationship with that sacred part of ourselves. And now that I have been doing that for the last 3 years, I'm very clear that has to be the case for this planet to transform. And I don't know if that means all women have to be there, because I don't know if we'll ever get to all women on this planet, depending on religious backgrounds and age and ethnicity and socioeconomic. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of variables that make this very squeamish for many women. Like this conversation, while we're having it here, it's not a very prevalent conversation in the rest of the world. And it won't be until we as women begin to claim it for ourselves, and then it starts rippling out. But I will say this, since becoming pussy-centric in my offerings and my teachings and starting this pussy ministry, I've had the easiest time attracting women into my offerings more than ever, even though my offerings before were spectacular and life-changing and so profound, and women, would change massive things about their life and call in their partners and heal deep wounds and, love their bodies, and all the ways that I supported women. It was really hard to get women to pay attention, because there's a lot of conversations about the empowerment of women out there. But there's very few conversations still, even though I'm privy to many, and I'm in the sort of vortex of many women who are communicating and teaching and offering courses and conversations and great tools and techniques to empower pussy specifically. But it's still a very small fraction of the population that's able and willing to have this conversation. But at least we are the ones that are having this conversation, because this conversation will begin to get felt. One of the things I learned, and I've been privy to in my own experience and exploration, is that there's this thing called the pussy network. And pussies can actually talk to other pussies. We don't actually need this technology that I'm talking to you all. Like, I can actually get in tune through my pussy and feel and connect to other women's pussies and have them reach back. It's a technique that I can teach you later and talk about later, but there's so much power in the pussy network. I actually like to call it pussy wet work. That we don't need this network of internet. But that's a conversation for the later time, because there's a tale, an unbelievable tale of pussy, money, and magic that is part of this conversation that I'm very excited to tell you. But again, I'm going to just keep teasing you and teasing you and teasing you and teasing you until you're wide open and ready to receive me and these amazing tales, which will be in a few weeks. So these are important conversations that we need to be having. There's a lot of different misunderstandings. In fact, when I tell people that I work in the realm of pussy service and pussy ministry, they immediately think that I'm like a sexpert. And I'm not a sexpert, right? I didn't study Tantra. I certainly have my own knowledge around sexual things, and I could probably teach a course, but that's not my background, right? I didn't study in some ashram. I didn't go to some Tantra school. I didn't study anatomy. I don't know a lot about the nervous system. Like, I've got all sorts of friends and colleagues and people I could point you to for that information. Excuse me. And I'm clear, though, that when people ask me that, it's because pussy is so synonymous with sex that that's the first thing people think, is that I'm helping women have better orgasms. Now, it's not what I'm doing, but I'm helping women actually come back into right relationship with pussy and understand the reverential nature of this part of ourselves and put her so far up on the pedestal that she deserves to be on, so that we can have a different lens and understanding of how we interact with others when it comes to our pussy. So my version at this point is much more esoteric. It's much more of a mysterious connection to ourselves, and it's an awakening of our divinity, right? That's really at the core of what I'm here to help women awaken to, is the power of our divinity and the power of the divinity between our legs. And then from there, the potency of which that can provide and inform your life decisions, your purpose, your relationship, your sexuality, all of that. So I'm excited to be having this conversation. I feel I might be a bit ahead of my time in many ways, because it feels a bit crazy, the things that you'll be hearing from me, the things that come out of my mouth, the things that have come out of my mouth, the things that I'm seeing, the things that I'm receiving, the potency, the fact that I'm actually looking into a woman's vulva and seeing information that is applicable to her life. It's pretty out there. It's pretty out there. But, not out there that I can't tell my dad I'm doing that. But I kind of have an open-minded dad, thank God. But it's pretty out there. So, but you know what? I'm ready to get out there. I'm ready to share more. I know that each and every one of you that tune into these broadcasts are eager to learn, or you wouldn't be here. And I'm excited to really share these stories. Like, it'll be a book someday, but it's easier for me to get on and just speak to you all than to write the darn book. But it'll be a book someday when the day comes. But in the meantime, I'm so honored and grateful to be able to share them with you. So, and I will tell you the whole story of how and when I became a pussy oracle, what happened along the way, every single moment and magical occurrence and synchronicity that has led me to continuously pursue this path, because I was very not available for this path. I will tell you, and when the time comes, I'll really tell you. I was not available for this path, and it sought me out, and it plucked me from the ethers. And it caught me at a time when I was vulnerable and open and out of my ego and ready for something more profound and deep to take me. But I never thought it would be pussy. I never thought it would be pussy. I was like, no, we got all the other pussy women out there doing the pussy thing. Mama Gina's got that covered. Like, it's not my thing. Now it's my thing. It's so my thing. I can't even believe that it was never not my thing. So I really invite you to stay tuned. It's so beyond what I can even comprehend, some of the things that I've been called to do. and to create and to step forward and to talk about and bring, again. And I'm learning more and more that this is definitely an edgy yet necessary conversation. And there's way more to the story than I even know. More and more gets revealed to me every day. Just like pussy, you never know what pleasure and power and ways of connecting to her that you can discover. And it's this journey is synonymous with how pussy operates. And it's fascinating. It's so fascinating. So I'm very excited, and I hope you'll tune in. So let me know, what are you most excited about if you're going to be watching and tuning into these? And in the next 2 weeks, again, some pre-recorded videos, but it does give you a little bit of a teaser of what we'll be talking about, because ultimately why I'm doing this, not why I'm doing this, but why I'm doing these broadcasts and these storytellings is because I feel that what I have to share will free you up from a lot of shame, even outside of your pussy. It'll free you from shame that has to do with how you occur around money, finances, work, how you occur around any career or entrepreneurship that you have. It's going to help you reorient yourself to deeper truth within yourself and open you up to new pathways of livelihood, abundance, resources, currency. And that's why I'm doing it, because I don't have to bring this out publicly. I can do my work subtly here and there, but the message that's coming through me in relationship to what I'm seeing and receiving from the Pussy Portal is so important that I want you all to get it, because if we can all be freed from both our shame and our disconnect from our pussies, but also our shame and our disconnect from our true power and how that looks in the world of monetary structures and whatnot, I think we can free a lot of energy on this planet and get to wherever we're going, whatever is being called up in humanity, much faster. So that's my commitment, that's my service, that's my promise, and I hope you'll find it entertaining and interesting along the way. So tune in, watch those videos in the next couple of weeks. I will be sitting on the beach of Maui, deepening and grounding, and when I come back, I will be so supercharged and so ready to share every step of this divine story and journey that I've been on. I can't wait to be with you all. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you here, Lori, woo woo, Felicia, hey, and more to be revealed. That's my tease. I hope I got you a little wet and ready. All right, sisters, have a beautiful day.